Hello, and thank you for giving us another opportunity to spend some time with you on Stairway to Health, brought to you by Health Experts Canada. We've got some great ideas, new information, and hopefully a few laughs for you today. Who knows, if you're not careful, you may learn something.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Stairway to Health podcast. I'm your host, Frank Peary, and I'm here with
Marilyn Mitchell.
And today, Marilyn, I mean, the weather outside is fantastic, isn't it? I mean, let's be serious. This is absolutely gorgeous weather we're having. And one of the things that we've been hearing a lot from some of our clients is some of the frustration with their sore muscles, their aches and pains. They're really feeling their joints, the inflammation. And really, I mean, they've done nothing other than go outside and do some yard work or get their gardens ready or whatever the case may be. A lot of people, when this time of year rolls around, they dust off the bikes, they get them out for the family, and they want to start bike riding or going for walks. And I mean, it's a great time of year to get back into an active outdoor lifestyle. But, what should we be doing this time of year?
Well, that's a really good point, because a lot of us don't understand that the day-to-day activities we have that are exaggerated in this nice weather, because in the wintertime, we're not spending as much time outside. We're maybe not walking as much. We're not doing anything. I have a story to tell you about someone I know who considers himself really fit, very healthy, does all the right things. And this individual last weekend went golfing with
where this story was going.
With three of his buddies. Now, it's fun in the sun. They had a great time. Everybody was laughing, and you know how golf is. I don't, but you might know. And this was a beautiful day. Well, starting that evening after dinner, this said individual was having a little bit of difficulty getting up off the couch because there was cracking of the knees and a bit of a, sore back stretch. Well, lo and behold, Monday morning, trying to go to work and get into the car and reach to put something in the back seat, it was very painful.
Well, touche, my friend. This is exactly why I wanted to talk about this today, because, of course, a lot of us, like myself, just get so excited when the weather turns right that we jump outside and we get into exactly where we left off last summer and or last fall. And the truth is, we've been fairly sedentary for most of the fall and winter.
I don't know whether it's sedentary, but you're using different muscles.
That's true.
Right?
Very true.
Because in the summertime, the sports and the outdoor things that you're doing are totally different uses of your body, the muscles, the whole thing. And then all of a sudden you go back to doing it again. And because it was so great last fall, we all assume that it's going to be okay again this spring.
Yeah. Short memories. We don't realize or remember what happened at the beginning of the previous season.
Well, I was saying to you that I went out to the backyard and I planted flowers and some lettuce and tomatoes and things like that. And it wasn't strenuous. I wasn't working like horribly badly or anything. And that evening, I couldn't believe my shins and my feet. They were sore. And I thought, why? Then I realized, like crouching over and putting the pressure on the feet and the knees and the shins. When you go to stand up, man, that's my body doesn't remember last summer that well.
Yeah, no, it's true enough. How easy it is to forget. But I think it's important that people have to understand that these are different muscles, different fibrous muscles and tissues and things that we're using that the body's not been used to using, like you said. And so warm-ups are very important. I don't care whether it's cleaning the house, whether it's getting outside and gardening, whether it's riding a bike, going for a brisk walk, or playing around a golf with your buddies. You really need to warm up. You need to stretch your muscles. You need to warm up your body temperature and get those muscles loose. Stretching improves blood circulation and it increases flexibility, right? It reduces that occurrence or that risk of injury So I mean, these are things, and I think it's important that people understand to listen to their body. We stress this over and over and over again. People
Yeah.
don't listen, and if it doesn't feel good, or if it doesn't feel right, or if there's a sense of pain anywhere in the body, you really have to stop and reassess what you're doing. Take a break, maybe then re-stretch out the body, re-stretch out the muscles. So, I mean, you want to be careful not to injure yourself, including a simple warm-up routine or a stretching routine. Even if it's first thing in the morning, you make it a habit to get out of bed as soon as you wake up and do a 5-minute stretch routine, right?
Yep.
Just to loosen everything up. But let's say you've done all that. Let's say a person does everything they're supposed to do. They follow the rules. They do it all right. They go out and they play a game of soccer with their friends, or, they throw the football around or something, and they end up injuring themselves.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
They hurt themselves.
It happens.
It does. I mean, for minor sprains, strains, pain, there's something called a rice treatment.
Yes.
Now, I'm not talking about eating rice. I'm, not cooking.
I got
not
excited
eating,
there for a
not a
sec.
side dish treatment, but rest, ice the area, right? Compression sometimes works really well, and elevation.
Oh, I get it.
Your
Rice,
ankle, your foot, rice,
R-I-C.
R-I-C.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And there's a ton of over-the-counter supplements that help with inflammation. I mean, turmeric's a big one, but there's a lot of other ones out there on the market. So there's supplementation that can help, but there's something else. Okay. The weather's getting warmer. It's getting hot outside. You're going outside. You're doing your gardening. You're playing golf. You're riding a bike. You're going to perspire, right? You're going to start to sweat.
Oh, wait, glisten, perhaps.
Okay, in your case, you glisten.
Yeah,
I understand.
I don't sweat.
There's something that people have been coming in for lately, asking about electrolytes. Now, electrolytes are really important, and they're basically a group of minerals, right? Your body is the water, the blood, and the other fluids in your body. They carry these electrolytes. These things carry an electrical charge, these minerals. And they affect how your body functions in many ways, right? How much water's in your body, the acidity level of your blood, and how your muscles will function. So it's critically important to look at things like dehydration and think about being hydrated well during this time of year. Wouldn't you say that's an important one?
Well, are you saying, well, I think I know this, that you lose this like when you're sweating, when you're running around, or even like if you go for a walk and it's really hot, you're maybe not thinking that you're like exerting all of this energy, but you're building up a sweat. We all know that when you get home. So we're losing electrolytes through our sweat, or glisten in my case.
Yes, that's exactly it. That water that glistens off the body as we endure any type of activity outdoors when the weather's hot. We're losing those electrolytes. And those are simple things. Again, like I said, minerals like calcium, potassium, sodium, chloride, magnesium, phosphorus. These minerals, okay, we're flushing them out of the system. And so it's important to increase the amount of water we're consuming. And in some cases, making sure, if it's just water, making sure that it's water with a high enough mineral charge that we're going to be restocking those minerals. Now, there's other ways to get these electrolytes up in the body. Obviously, there are sport drinks, but if you're going to focus on sport drinks, make sure you watch the sugar content
and the caffeine,
right? Because caffeine, again, is a diuretic.
Yeah.
So it'll take more water out of the body. But nuts and seeds and things like broccoli and potatoes, and even, believe it or not, coconut water, of course, many people know, but what a pickle juice. There's something like
pickled juice.
I kid you not. When you can pickles, right? At the start of the season.
And I do that.
And you open a jar of pickles.
Yes.
You can literally drink the pickle juice. Now, I know that sounds a little bizarre, but there have been a number of athletes who have reported incredible benefit from the mineral content and the electrolyte benefits in the pickle juice, right? Giving them the energy that they need to keep going through a physical activity. So there's lots of ways to get those electrolytes back into the body as we lose them, but it's important to stay rehydrated. We have to be careful not to overhydrate, right? Because that's just as dangerous. But at the same time, we're more at risk of being dehydrated. Most people don't even drink their 8 to 10 glasses of water a day.
No, that's true.
Right. So they're not even getting that much hydration. So it's important to really put an emphasis on it for outdoor activity.
Well, I found when I've wanted to get some electrolytes in because I'm going for a walk or a hike or something that I know is going to be a little longer than I would normally. I know that there are electrolyte packages that are just crystallized or powdered, and I can put into my water bottle and have it before I go, during the time I've gone, when I come home, depending on how much. And they come in all different kind of flavors. And some
absolutely.
of them have other vitamins in them. Some of them have magnesium. Some of them have like a vitamin C, but they're electrolyte based. I did find, though, now I'm probably the last one on the planet to understand this, that you can buy electrolytes in a pre-packaged, ready to go Tetra pack of a drink, right? You don't add that to water. It's
right. It's already pre-made, pre-mixed. Well, it's like a sport drink that's already ready.
Yeah, but it hasn't got caffeine in
right.
anything. And
no
a lot
sugar,
of them,
no caffeine.
yeah, I was going to say no sugar, no caffeine. And I thought, oh, well, that's a different flavor. I should try that. I picked it up. It was like $6 for this Tetra pack this small bottle of a hydration, I think they called it, sport drink.
Yeah.
$6.
Yeah, you don't really have to go out there and start spending obscene amounts of money on sport drinks unless you are very competitive, right, in terms of the sport you're playing. Obviously, when we talk about reaching amateur status or semi-pro or pro status, if that's what your sport indicates, your quality of play,
right,
then yeah, I can understand reaching for something so specific. But for the majority of us out there, $6, $10 on a hydration beverage, really? I mean, go and pick up some good alkaline water, some bottled water. It won't cost you more than $1 or $2, and you're good to go.
Or coconut water.
Water.
Put some slices of lemon or raspberries or something in it if you don't like the taste of coconut water. But these pre-done, sports drinks, I would estimate that the average person would drink a couple of them, like before, during, and after their exercise. And I thought, wow, now that's
expensive
hit to my wallet. But there are, like you say, there are less expensive ways to keep your body healthy and rehydrate. And I remember my father years ago, he worked in a shipyard and in Montreal, and it was outside, and nobody sort of cared about, temperature and all of that sort of stuff. And he would sweat an awful lot. And that when he went to the doctor because of some of the symptoms he was having, the doctor said he was losing all sorts of minerals and that through his system. And the doctor actually gave him salt pills to take.
Yep.
Every day.
Sodium bicarbonate.
Yep. He would take this white salt pill, and I always remember that, and I thought, why the hell, well, what's going on?
Yeah,
the man's taking a salt pill. It's like those salt licks that you put in for hamsters or something,
Yeah, human salt licks. Well, I mean, it's so much easier nowadays to get that
electrolyte. Better tasting,
much better tasting. Oh, for sure. The packets that you speak of, they're much more economical. I mean, you get boxes of 30 packets, you add them to your water. Not only does it flavor the water, like you said, so it makes it more enjoyable, but you're getting all the benefits of those electrolytes. And of course, those electrolytes feed the muscles. And of course, when you're stretching and warming up your muscles and staying well hydrated, you will absolutely be doing your best to avoid any chance of injury or damage to the body. Now, I have to say, because of how you started this story, I am feeling much better. I mean, luckily, my activity level on a regular basis helps to keep my muscles fairly active and fairly warm. So even though I was using very specific muscles I hadn't used in many months, my recovery was quick. Like within a couple of days, I was feeling much, much better.
And you take magnesium
every night. Magnesium, incredibly important at night for muscle repair, muscle function, and muscle relaxation in general. So there's lots of supplements out there. There's lots of choices for people. But I think we've sort of given, a good overview of what people should or need to be doing this time of year. And I want everyone out there to go out and enjoy this beautiful weather, because it's a short season for us up here in cold weather Canada. So it's definitely, go out there, take advantage of it, soak it up, love every minute. And just make sure you're careful, right? Do what you have to do to keep your body healthy. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Frank Peary.
And I'm Marilyn Mitchell. Until next time, remember, health equals wealth. So that's all the time we have today, but there's still so much more to talk about and learn. Head over to healthexpertscanada.com for more ideas on healthy living, and don't forget to like, download, and share this podcast with your friends, just for the health of it.